And Margaret with Raise the Vibration. Hi, everybody. Today's talk, the healing power of gratitude, is dedicated to my dear friend Laura Shakti and her loved ones. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Today is a beautiful, beautiful holiday that reminds us of the most powerful two words that we have. Meister Eckhart, who was a German Christian mystic, a beautiful, beautiful philosopher and spiritualist thinker, he said that if the only prayer we ever said in our entire lives was thank you, that would be enough. What an incredible reminder of this day. And if you can, just take a moment out of this holiday before things get crazy, before you go eat and have a wonderful time with all the people in your life. Take a moment right here, right now with me, just to reflect for about, let's say, a little less than 15 minutes on what things you are grateful for in your life, especially the tough things. So during this talk, I'm going to also pull some cards at the end so we can have some divine guidance as well. But I wanted to start with just the challenge that it is sometimes during the holiday season, especially those of us who have lost dear ones or who have loved ones in our lives who are very sick or dying. And also those of us who have people in our lives that we want to spend today with, but we are somehow separated from them, either physically or there's been a break in the relationship somehow. And if you're missing them today, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today and how to use just this one video, this one live, this one teaching to help you bring a little more healing into your heart and then into the hearts of everyone you're with today, or if you're by yourself, how it can serve you. So thanks so much for joining me. I love seeing all your faces. So the power of prayer and conscious acceptance is so powerful because it really paves our spiritual path with joy and peace. And when we face things that are really challenging, when we face the adversities in our lives that bring us suffering because we resist them, it's so important for us and for our own healing and our peace of mind, especially on days like today, to be able to look at those things and recognize the blessings and the miracles that they contain. So for you, I want you to ask yourself, and I'll do the work with you on this video, of something in your life that is bringing a lot of challenge. It may be even exacerbated today. So something in your life that's bringing you a lot of challenge. And I want you to think about what kind of role this is playing in your life. What is it teaching you? What sort of blessings are emerging because of it? And this one practice is the secret to coming back into a state of joy and peace, regardless of whatever we are facing. So in my own life, I'm facing a lot of bullying. I'm facing a lot of persecution, a lot of people, or not really a lot, all it takes is one, right, guys? People in my life, just a couple of them who are intentionally trying to cause harm. So we all face this, don't we? We all face people in our life who are our adversaries in some way, or not. They're bringing more adversity into our lives, and we have to understand the role that they're playing and the lessons that they are bringing to us. Because everyone is a divine being. Everyone was created beautifully with gifts to bring. And if we can only recognize the role that they're playing in our lives, then we can find more of a peace in our own. So in the face of bullying and persecution, those of you who are dealing with that, it's teaching me, it can teach us how to stand up for what's right, for what we know is right, and not allowing others to diminish our spirit with any pain that they are experiencing or their own dishonesty or how they're projecting their pain into our lives. So it's important to keep our spirits strong. It's important to stand up for what we know is right and not just walk away, but recognize what there is a time to stand up for ourselves. There's a time to stand up for what is right. So, another lesson that I think is so important around facing adversity in our lives is having compassion for those who are maybe intentionally even wishing us harm, or intentionally lying, or intentionally trying to bring us pain. In these moments when we face this adversity and this intentional harm doing in our lives from other people or circumstances, we have to remember that those who operate and try and cause others pain are in pain themselves. The bully is the one who is bullied, the one who is trying to inflict pain on others, or who is dishonest, is living in a world of dishonesty and pain themselves. So reminding ourselves that everybody is fighting a battle that we know nothing about, that doesn't excuse where the first thing is that we must stand up for ourselves. But the third thing is that we also must unplug from their pain. We can offer love, we can offer light, we can offer prayers and patience and compassion in our own hearts for them. But it is important that we unplug from that pain. If we try and fix it, if we try and heal someone else's pain through trying to manipulate them or teach them, then we get trapped in taking on others' karma, others' lessons, others' blessings that they truly need to learn themselves. They are the only ones who can do that work for themselves. And it's just sometimes the hardest thing for us, especially when others are really hurting in our lives, who we really love, or someone's doing something to harm themselves, harm anyone in your life that you care about, or something that you care about. So unplugging from others' pain is crucial to being that higher vibrational frequency in our lives that we can radiate out into the world and make a big impact with those who are open to being helped. Very, very important. So it is important for us to unplug. It's important for us to forgive, to let go, and to honor that those who are causing that pain or intentionally trying to cause us pain are in pain themselves. Okay. And then the third thing I really wanted just to bring to our attention is that those of us who have lost loved ones, and all of us will face death in this life. This is just a reality. All of us who are losing someone right now, who are sick, who are maybe disjointed from or have distance from. This is something that is truly a gift when we face our own impermanence, the impermanence of life, the impermanence of the relationships that we have when we face death, because death is a reality of life, then we truly experience the liberation of our spirit to truly live, to truly savor those in our lives, even just the breath that we have in our lungs, even if that we can see the sun today, or if it's under clouds, we know it's still there. We have one more day of living. We have so much to be grateful for if we only open our eyes and we only recognize that every breath, every moment we get to spend with our loved ones, whether in person or over the phone or here, is such a gift. It's such a gift. And it can be so painful when they're no longer with us, or even when they're alive, but they've distanced themselves from us. But we can remember that we can be grateful in this moment for just this gift of being alive. So death or losing someone is a sobering gift. It's reminding us to cherish this time we have with one another. So cherish your loved ones today. If you're spending the day alone, cherish the breath you have in your lungs, the heart that's beating in your chest, allowing you to be on this wild, ridiculous, painful, and joyful journey of humanity, of being alive on this human journey. So that's my message to you guys today. I'm going to pick a couple cards, and just also, since it is Thanksgiving today for us here in the States, and we tend to overeat a lot, I also put in the notes a oil that you can rub on your belly if you're experiencing some pain in your belly from heartburn or bloating or anything like that. So I put that in the references for you. But also, if you're feeling pain in your heart today, put your hand over your heart, one or both, over that heart center. Close your eyes and just give thanks for your breath. Give thanks for your heart. Give thanks for another day of being able to learn and to grow. We cannot simultaneously feel gratitude in our hearts and suffer. This is one of the most miraculous equations. You cannot have one and the other coexisting at the same time. So today, if you're suffering, bring the hands over the heart, close your eyes, and think about 3 things that you're grateful for, even if it's just your breath. Some people, it is very difficult for them to breathe. Some people, it's very difficult for them to move through the world. So find 3 things and feel it with your entire being, that gratitude today, okay? That suffering will dissipate the second you focus on gratitude and truly experience it. Try it. All right, so let's pick 2 cards today to help us get through this day with joy, with acceptance, with love in our hearts, with forgiveness for those who are causing us harm intentionally or even unconsciously, and wishing them healing, wishing them love, wishing them peace so that they can find their own healing. Okay, so let's pick a card. So today, beautiful. This is always a great card to pull. Lakshmi. Lakshmi is a gorgeous goddess reminding us to stop worrying that everything will be fine. She reminds us that it is a bright future. Whether we have a few days left, whether we have a few breaths left in our bodies, or whether we have years left to truly savor this journey on this planet, being here as a human being. So we have a bright future, even when our days come to an end here on this planet, that life continues on, that our spirit continues on, even if it's just in the hearts and the memories of those who just love us. And we all have somebody who loves us so dearly. Remember that. Let's pick an archetype card for today. The archetypes are such a beautiful way to teach us. And those of you who are in New York, I'm doing a full day immersion in Astoria on December 15th. It's Sunday. It's a full day immersion from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. that day for those of you who are in New York. Full day immersion on the archetypes and how to build our own archetype team and how to really do that so that we can consciously move through our life feeling like we have this army of archetypes supporting us through whatever it is we're facing. So that 2020, so that next year can be a year where we truly manifest our heart's desires. Okay, let's pick an archetype. Oof, this is really good for today. The vampire archetype. And I'll take a picture of this and put it in the notes. The vampire archetype, let me read the light and the shadow attributes. If you're unfamiliar with your archetypes are all aspects of us. Think about them like players on a stage or in a movie or in a show. There has to be a villain. There has to be a hero. There has to be the light and the shadow attributes of the story. So the light attribute, the blessing of this archetype, and every archetype has a light and a shadow, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So this archetype is teaching us, especially today, in the face of adversity, maybe intentional adversity, that those who are intentionally trying to cause us harm might be trying to suck life force. So to seal ourselves, a great practice, taking the arms up over the head, closing our eyes, and sealing that energetic auric field around us to protect us, or to shine the light of love from our hearts towards those people in our life who are trying to do us harm intentionally or unintentionally. And then the shadow attribute of the vampire, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependency. This is a really great reminder of letting go of this need to make others suffer so that we feel powerful. Love to all of you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all of you in my life. Bye. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving.